welcome back to somebody on Respect and another edition of Smackdown Out of 10. It's another one of these European shows this week in Italy. And yeah, we got some big stuff on there. Braun Strowman takes on Jacob Fatu, CM Punk, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins come face to face. But in our opening segment, after a quick introduction from the announcers, it was Randy Orton who made his way to the ring to kick things off. And before he could utter a single word, Kevin Owens arrived and said Orton didn't deserve what he did to him. He said he can forgive Orton for picking Cody Rhodes if he can forgive KO for attacking him. He said he saved Carmelo Hayes from Orton's punt to save him from himself. The prize fighter said he and Orton should chase the tag titles at WrestleMania because they were so close to winning a few months ago. Orton told him to shove it where the sun don't shine. The Viper said he's going to kick Owens' head off at WrestleMania. Announcers seemed to confirm that would take place. The logical route for WWE to take with this year. Both men sold this segment well, and it's a pretty fun run out overall. So yeah, on the whole, I thought it was a pretty decent start to the show. Before our first match was Drew McIntyre and Shinsuke Nakamura taking on Jimmy Uso and Damian Priest. Priest and Uso we're teaming up, and yeah, Drew McIntyre's entrance, Priest marched up the aisle to begin the fight. Big Jim McIntyre were the first legal man, and after initial salvo from Uso, the Scottish Psycho passed through him across the ring with belly-to-belly suplex. After a break, the Archer of Infamy began taking it to Nakamura. Big Jim and McIntyre were taken out at ringside before Priest hit the South of Heaven on Nakamura for the win. This is about as down the middle as the match can get. The post-match attack from McIntyre helped further the feud with him and Priest, but the tag match wasn't much of anything. Everything looked good, it just didn't feel like there was much urgency, to be honest. So yeah, probably the most I can limit this to is 6 out of 10. Just still really not feeling the whole Priest McIntyre feud as we get closer to WrestleMania. Braun Strowman and Jacob Fatu then had another clash on SmackDown, and they've already had a lot recently, and they met for one more on Friday, and yeah, it's quite an anticipated match. The feud has taken off thanks to both men having the ability to get a crowd excited with simple gestures and being monster powerhouses. The Monster Young Men have pushed Fatu to the corner and tried to take control, but the Samoan Werewolf fought back immediately. Tonga and Sikoa ended up interfering to cause another DQ. Fatu looked upset that he was robbed of the chance to beat Strowman. LA Knight showed up to lend Strowman a hand. Strowman was declared the winner, which means he earned a shot at the US title. While most of this match was fun, ending this with a DQ felt like lazy booking. Sikoa and Fatu appear to have more issues to work out, and something that could still lead interesting potentially towards WrestleMania, but fans are still robbed, and we will still want to have a clean match because the team needs to, because yeah, that'd be great. But yeah, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Before we got Zelina Vega taking on Piper Niven in a singles match that would get her closer to a shot at the US title held by Chelsea Green. The huge size disparity allowed Niven to dominate her much more opponent most of the time, but Vega's speed and agility allowed her to stay in the fight. The match lasted through a break up into the next segment and definitely picked up steam, but it never quite felt like they got out of second gear. Vega's capable of working at a fast pace, so it's surprising seeing her move a bit slower. Niven was able to score the win, which may have squashed any chance Vega had for a title shot. This wasn't the best we've seen from either competitors, but it wasn't bad either. Niven getting a win, of course, is always a plus. But yeah, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. It just kind of felt, a bit low-key on a card, and yeah, didn't really go anywhere with Niven winning in terms of Zelina's title prospects. But moving on then to Liv Morgan against Jade Cargill, one half of the women's tag champions, of course, in action. Cargill's first match since coming back from injury. She took control right away, but Morgan made a comeback, almost hit oblivion with the first minute, kick-started a sequence of moves that ended with Morgan taking a forward waistland. Morgan and Rodriguez tries to leave early, but were chased down. Morgan turned the tables and gained the upper hand as the show cut to a break. The crowd started to come alive and chant a lot as the show returned. Cargill began to build up a head of steam with a series of high-impact moves between Naomi showed up and hit her with one of the tag titles. Morgan hit oblivion and scored the win with the help from Naomi. This was a surprising outcome for Cargill's return match, even if it was done to further a larger story. The match was decent, but having another dirty ending on the show definitely took some of the shine off of it. So yeah, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins then came out to give a promo about becoming new tag champions. As soon as the music starts, You Deserve It rang out before Legado came out to complain that they were quickly interrupted by number one contenders Pretty Deadly. This led to Los Garzas taking on Profits in a non-title bout. We returned to see the match already in progress. Angel and Berto seemed to have Ford reading with some double team offense for quite some time, but Dawkins came in like a tornado off the hot tag. It took interference from Escobar to stop his rampage. With two teams that don't have this kind of athleticism, it didn't take much to turn this into a great match. Both teams had plenty of chances to shine. Ford took to the sky, hit a massive frog splash to get the win for his team. A solid work from both teams, really, from start to finish. And yeah, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. This was really good stuff. Before the final segment of this week's show was a confrontation between Reigns, Punk and Rollins. The Tribal Chief was out first and spoke for a few minutes before he invited anyone else to come confront him. Rollins joined him first and said Reigns should let him finish off Punk when he had the chance. This brought out the straight edge superstar. Punk ended up going after Rollins, which made Rollins go after Punk. All three men brawled as they try to pull them apart. Yeah, chaotic scenes to kickstart this feud and fully get on the road for WrestleMania. It's going to be a great match. The stars involved. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, and I thought this is a great start to it. And overall, SmackDown gets a 6 out of 10 from me. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird episode of SmackDown. Obviously, probably the big element was in the final segment. Orton wins as well, but didn't get too many major developments ahead of WrestleMania. But yeah, obviously European crowd was very hot. So yeah, on the whole, I'm going to give it 6 out of 10. I thought it was a decent show without really having too many major consequences. Hey guys, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, follow us on our socials, link in the description below for daily wrestling news, meme and content. Subscribe to our other channels on screen right now, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.